What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, guys? What up? What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? I'm gonna let this tune in the moment. I'm gonna let this fly in the moment. I'm gonna let this go in the moment while I'm wait for a second. Even though we ain't worry about YouTube and worry about how many views we are not getting, so we ain't worry about those things. We ain't worry about them, the one that don't want to pay no attention. I want to talk about something because I'm watching Nick Cannon, Cat Williams, and DCY Funny, and he talked about relationships. Hold up, because I need to talk about this. I really want to talk about this, and I really want to get in my mind because while they was on stage, and I want to talk about because my sense of humor, and I really want to talk about this because you got a lot of negativity around me and our black people trying to stop us from having a voice. And the rest of them, your family you got to sometimes. God said you got to excuse the misbehavior from everybody when we going through something that is big. They're trying to do like the same thing they did in 2019, but hatred. But with hatred in Dallas and Carrollton terrorized me and hatred and want to use violence. And I want to talk about when they talking about Nick Cannon, say Nick Cannon on stage, and I analyzed that situation, and that they went up to Nick Cannon and say, "You can have kids, and you will be a good father." Me at 14 and 13 years old, and I've been around this community. I always had a squad for the strive for better, and I never had that person that can keep up with me like that. It does not understand. I'm a big fan of Nick Cannon since the movies 3LW, but I understand. Don't look at Nick Cannon just because he's a good father. Don't look at that with that situation. Look at what he do and how he carry himself and how he did. And everybody looking at Nick Cannon like he did. He said, "Oh, why you can have so many kids? You're a good father." Me, I want people to love me how I handle business. I never had that type of energy around me because it's nothing but jealousy. So me, I always had that thrive. And women in Dallas, and I've been around people, they care what people think. And a selfish mindset, and me just able to just be in that certain round where I want to get around a woman. I don't want to be around this area because I didn't been, and I feel like you're only gonna have people that are gonna suffocate you in a community and don't want to change their behavior. They stuck up and if the college don't want to change their behavior. So I said this and I said this actually when I talked about this. I'd rather have a kid for a country singer or pop singer because I don't want to be not in the hip hop. I don't want to be just a hip hop because if you get somebody from hip hop, they just gonna know about the streets and they just gonna want to focus on the street and they gonna want to passion. Check money bag guilt, money bag, money bag guilt, right? You got that side the CMG, Yo Got It. I think that's what his name. And his girl told him after that the streets can have him, right? I don't want that woman with that type of thinking around me because I need her to think. You're talking about the streets. I need you to think more when you're talking about the streets. I need you to think more when you're talking about the streets. So, when she was talking about you can have them and this and that, and I don't want that type of energy around me, and that's the problem. I don't want that type of. What I look for is something deeper. Your spirit is being felt in the car. You don't want to listen to yourself. I'm keep telling you, God and His children is connected to every car that pass. This stupid behavior. They don't understand. I feel a spirit behavior. They still playing when God is connected. You ever watch that movie Tremors? And Tremors on the second movie, and they had to spray that fire extinguisher on them because you can feel the body heat, and the monster in Tremors can feel the energy. It's just like in there you feel a car spirit, and they just don't realize what they playing with. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling the spirit of each car pass by you, each human car in the spirit. You're feeling the spirit. See, I shaved up a little bit and I look a little better because I shaved up. You know, they 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 just don't realize. I'm in my house, but I feel your spirit. Your car passed by. I see your car, but I feel your spirit in the car, and they just don't realize the behavior that your spirit energy, your spirit behavior is being seen from 1,000 feet. That's why God said, you know, I want me nigga monopolist to see my enemy. I want you the satellite to see me. I will feel my enemy by spirit. And we have to identify those things where we can see our enemy by spirit. But that's not the case. Just because we feel people's spirit in their cars when they pass by, we're not going to say nothing about the misconduct. But this is what we're going to do. Understand these things are what I'm talking about. That me, I had that thriving in my, when I went to Newman Smith High School and I see the way my friend Steven from Newman Smith. I found out he was in cancer, and I found out, and I see some of my other Newman Smith students because I grew up in. I was kind of in a little special education, but I was always had free periods, and I could always join other classes. That wasn't even a problem for me being in Newman Smith High School. Even when I was in New Orleans, I had regular classes and stuff. That wasn't even a problem. I always took regular PE. I always took extra regular classes. I can always keep up with everybody. But this is what I'm trying to say here. Like people that goes to my yearbook at Newman Smith, I had 3 more years. And I have advanced a lot than anybody. I have came a long way. If nobody said DJ Khaled remind me of when he talked about me on Facebook, he reminded me of Miss Gulo from Newman Smith because Dallas didn't have the programs. And he reminded me of that. Like in Newman Smith High School in character, she wanted me to chase my dream. But Dallas never had the academics and they had never had the money. You know what I'm saying? They never had this. You go in Valley View Mall before they closed Valley View Mall down, it was up there. Now they got the Galleria Mall in Dallas, and they used to have these signs. I remember at a time when me, Raymond, if I stopped being friends with Tamika, and sometimes Kivia, me, Raymond, and Tamika, we go to the Valley View Mall. We go look at this artwork in these pictures, and before they shut that down, we go to talk to people that's got the portrait in the Valley View Mall before they close that down, and we go talk to them and interact with them. But Valley View Mall would be still be there if they had the money, and people would be living by their truth and putting their money where the academics was and things was. I don't think Valley View wouldn't have closed at the academics if people would stop fake advertising and actually have those things that they say they have when you go in the mall. It's hard for me when I go to Frisco Mall and I walk in the store and I see like a stand up thing where I want you to come to this website and get this product. Do we know if it's real or not? Because there's so much of fake stuff. You see so much of fake people with government stuff, or they have a business, then they leave it. So we don't know what is real or not. When we are looking at things in the mall, anyway, those things is, we don't know what is real. And that can be the biggest problem that we have, in fact, or those things that people selling us fake stuff. And it's not real on that podium of what we see or what you want us to come to you about. And that's the most problem that we have up in Dallas, where you're not uplifting your businesses because we don't know if people. Now, my brother, I'm gonna talk about something because we talking about Nick Cannon. I'm sorry for this, but I had to talk about this. My brother, we worked at, he's in an apartment, and he had this product that he wanted. He sell his product. He get this product come to him. He sell it. He used the internet, got it off the internet, worked with this company, and then he sell his product. He sell it. Then the business didn't pay him, and they nowhere near there to be found. And that's what we need to stop with the business. They doing fake ad. I don't believe nothing of half of the things that pop up on my YouTube channel because it's fake advertising. Nothing.
You need some extra money on your PayPal account.
No, you have it. So it's hard for us to actually do that. But we talking about relationships and we talking about baby because he's a good father. I don't think you should just look at Nick Cannon because I always been that type of person that always carry myself and always strive for myself at Newman Smith. But it came with jealousy. It came with lies. And one thing I told my brother, I always been strong, but a woman that I wasn't around was not being strong. They choose jealousy. They choose this and that. And me always being a strong one, always understanding those things was the bigger purpose. Don't look at Cannon because he's a good father. And people should not just look at me that a good father. They should look at how far I came and how I did things and how big I was. OG Pee Wee say something in Dallas. He said something about I got a kid out there. I don't want you to just let me like I'm a father. I want you to look at how far I came and what I did. And I want my son to look up to me about what I did and what I had to do, and me the mentality that I had because I was actually going to Norman Smith High School, had a job, going to colleges, going to thrift stores, going to Big Lots, and let me tell you, at Big Lots, I seen the Big Lots, and while at Big Lots, I was able to, and they always supported disability, and they never limited in them. They not like Kroger's and the rest of them and have them washing windows and Big Lots and Carrollton. Big Lots is a good foundation, and I think if you want your kids to work at your disability kids to be a part of something, go to Big Lots, guys. And I'm telling you, Edward and them and everybody on over there that at 14 and 15 years old, Big Lots have always played the part of disability. Even when I not working there and I can go in Carrollton and I can see them people from over there from Capel coming to the business in Carrollton and the jobs are working with them and they're like not like Kroger's. When I had that mentorship around me, I had people helping me out in electronics, showing me how to build stuff in electronics. And Renee, I was dealing with racism. I'm gonna tell you something. The people at the stock was at 12, 16. And Russell and Renee, everybody saw how I worked it. And when they asked me, Hubert, they kept asking Russell and Renee kept on being racist. When your employees, your co-workers, and your friends want you to be more in the company, and you got a racist store manager, you got a racist Renee, you got a racist Steve, and you got a racist people that's at Walmart. And my coworkers wanted me to be more, but when we dealing with racism with store managers and assistant managers and jobs, how can I be when racism is against me? When my employees, my coworkers that I work with, even though I'm not in maintenance or in those things in the stocks, but they want me to do more, and they've been racist towards me. And that's the thing when coworkers say, even the vendors from Coca-Cola come out there, he would come to my team. But we dealing with a store manager that is racist. We have that. We have those type of days when we are playing a big part where we are dealing with racism, and we dealing with those things. We dealing with ego. We can't be ourselves because we dealing with ego. We dealing with selfish behavior. But me, this being a part of something greater than understanding those things and just understanding when people wanted me to be more. And even when I owned at U-Haul, I had to hear Brady one day talk about that's all he can do. You don't know what I can do because you're underestimating. I had to deal with Uche and Addison when I say you're not willing to teach people. Just want the money and they get in positions and they want the money, but they're not willing to guide. And we understand that. Like I had to hear Brady and them at U-Haul, and I had to hear all of this. And I'm not telling stories. This is what I've been through. This is my story. And I had to hear Brady and I had to accept. I had to hear these people. I had to hear these people talk down without even giving me a try, without seeing what I can do. And that is the biggest problem that I have. And what I don't want, let me tell you, God said what I don't want. And I go to that code room and they hold me incompetent. I'm already incompetent. And they abuse their power like those things. But we dealing with a lot of stuff, and we dealing, I'm already competent. But that's not the problem we having here. I'm having to deal with selfish behaviors. And one thing, and I'm working at Walmart, I'm working at 2996. And I'm sorry, Nick Cannon, this is about you, the subject, but I want you to listen to me too, and I want you to understand me too, Nick Cannon. And I hope this get to you, Nick Cannon, and the rest of y'all in Wilding Out. I hope this really get to y'all, and I hope we can just understand each other, because it's all about black cultures and all about us understanding each other and connecting with each other, right? But I had to deal when I'm working in the deli, and my old manager started to pop up at you all, Cedric, Melanie, and they started to see the things that I was doing in the deli, and it scared them in a kind of, they just looked at me. The guy that was being racist, and we're gonna talk about this, and for the Kroger's, why I want the Justice Department to identify me in the deli and how I worked it, and you seen the manager from Kroger that didn't accept me of that job, and I had an interview at a Kroger's job, and I wanted to be a deli. Get up, go Pete, get up. Cut on the light. I'm watching. Let down to get right now, or you want to wait for the down to get out? You want to wait for the down to get out? So Melanie started to come in there. Cedric, I saw Cedric. But let me tell you, this old manager from Kroger's, that before I got hired back at the second Walmart, I had an interview, and the guy at 1216, one of the cart pushers that I use, and he do music too. So he's at 1216 when I work with at the cart pusher, he do music. And when I worked with him, and I'm gonna tell you the definition of those things. And I saw him at Kroger. You got a pee? You going in there? Come on out here. Come on. Come on. Like, I'm sorry, guys. And like, close that door, Gilbert. Close that door. Close the door. Close the door. Look. And I talked about how Kroger's manager was, all right. Turn, you got the remote. Kroger's manager. Kroger, you should have told me to pause it. All right, blame me, blame me, blame me. You got the remote? Where your remote at? Kroger's manager. People started to look at me, and this guy that worked at 1216. All right, started over. This guy at 1216 that worked at Chase the Car Pusher, he worked at Kroger's on Marsh and Frankfurt. And this manager, before I got hired at a second Walmart, I wanted to be in a deli. And he turned me at that job because of my handwriting, and I didn't want to accept that job. And me dealing with that type of manager, I said, we got another Charles in this situation. And I didn't accept the job, and I followed my gut, and I did not take the job. And I did not, and then he come up in Walmart and me working, and he's coming up there looking at me with an attitude and me mugging me. The marketing manager, the Kroger's manager, and I'm like, hold up. You come in the store that I work at and you mean mug me when you're being racist towards me. I'm sitting in the deli and I'm interacting. I'm saying you're being racist towards me as a Kroger's manager, and you got the nerve to come into the deli I work at and mean mug me. And I'm sitting up there looking at this cat. I'm looking at this white manager that worked for Kroger's, and I'm looking at this cat. I'm like, you got me all big. You can keep looking and walk the fuck off. And I felt like that when this marketing manager for Kroger's came in and he didn't wanted me to do what he wanted, and I turned it down because he was being racist. And then he comes up in there. People was coming in there that I dealt with jobs and business and coming in that shop, and I didn't want to deal with those type of stuff. We're dealing with a racial environment in the business. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I had to tell my mama something. Yeah. A popsicle? All right, I'm gonna give you popcorn in a few minutes. All right, I'm doing something right, family. Give you popcorn. Give me about 5 or 10 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes. All right, and then they come up in there and starting to have a problem with me, like old managers and everything. Let me tell you, I had to tell my mama something. I say, I had to take it upon myself to message the Justice Department to sue Doug Miller and his Walmart family from doing what he did to me. So in line and taking my ideas. And people talk about you don't want something, you want me to let go of something, and I'm fighting for what has been wrongly done to me at 12, 16. I can't look back. I can't look back what a second store did, a first store did me wrong, and the second store did me wrong. I can't look back. So I had to tell my mama, that I had to tell my mama that I had to understand it. I had to tell my mama that that I had to take it upon myself to message the Justice Department and sue him and his Walmart family for taking my truck. And every time you use my car to do my thing, you're gonna pay me for it. You're gonna pay me for it. The liars of the CEO is gonna pay me for it. Huh? You gonna wait for a second. We're gonna get it. Hold up for a second. You wanna watch your movie? We're gonna watch it. Give me a few minutes. While I'm doing this, you had to pee, you had to do all of these stuff. Get that a few minutes and he gonna come. But we gotta get off this right fast before we stop this broadcast because I don't want to keep on doing these things with y'all going back and forth and I'm delaying whatever I need to. Hold on, we're gonna delay it right. That's a problem right there. Yeah. 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 All right. Here, here. All right. There you go. Um, people wanted to just acknowledge and do crazy things, and they wanted to just do these things. I'm having to deal with a whole lot of bull crap, and we're dealing with. I had to tell my mom. I'm gonna get back to it. I had to tell my mom when we got back off. I had to tell my mom I had to take it upon myself to sue Walmart to reach out to the Justice Department. Me being selfish. Let me tell you, a Walmart plus said that blood man. No, that's suing money. That's race. That's gonna be racist money that I'm taking from your racist company, Walmart. That's what it's gonna be like. Don't bitch. You don't have to eat with me, but I got a family and I got a kid to feed, and I can give it to them since these black women want to act an ass in Walmart. That's why we the connection is not the same here. I got great connection with people on Likey, and I gotta get back on it because my old Likey account is not gonna exist with my new accounts because I got into my old account with my Yahoo, but my connection with people on Life is much different than I got here. And I think that's when you can connect with people around the world and other people don't want to connect. That can be the deepest thing of where I'm understanding where my other connections at. And I'm having great connection. Paris, London, and I'm talking to kids, people in Jamaica, women in foreign countries. And I'm having that great connection with them. And you have to understand it's a problem when I'm able to connect with everybody else and not here because it's a selfish environment, and we're not able to understand each other a lot more because everybody got a motive. They want to be in competition. They on this one person thing to get where they trying to go, and they want to lie and whatever that is. Me, I have come a long way, and I come too far to let somebody lie and cheat me out of something there where I'm going and what I'm doing. You want to talk about his money? It's your money. Yeah, if you know the truth, the way your Walmart money actually come from, most of your paycheck come from, you won't be saying anything, Mister Goody 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 employees. Let me tell you something. Dick McMillan and them just don't got Walmarts in the United States. They got business in foreign countries. Walmarts in foreign countries. All of them CEOs. So you better know what you're talking about, employees, because I can shake your foundation up. And you think you know what you know, and you think you better shut the heck up. And these black women want to be stubborn in Walmart. You think that money really clean money? You really think that they giving it to you? You really thinking that? You really think you smart? And it's why that Walmart, this black girl, really think she got it all figured out, right? When we borrow money from foreign countries, you really think you got it all figured out, right? Why do you think Dylan Miller met what all these CEOs met? They always meet up. This been going on for years. This ain't start. You see Dylan Miller, one CEO, Sam Walton maybe talk with the president at one talk. You never know what Sam Walton did. You never know if Sam Walton had a talk with the president discussing business and politics and things. You never know that. You never know that. But you little Walmart employees wouldn't be saying these things. You think y'all goody goody tutu, and you talking stuff, and you think you know it all. But when the money that you have in your pocket You think that's truthful money? You really think that what you think you understand the price that you paying? They're like this while at Walmart employing them, they want to run their mouth. You really think the price that you're paying, you really understand it when you want to talk down on another man, and I don't want it. You really think you got it all figured out, right? You really think you got it all figured out, right? You black women want to talk down. You really think you got it all figured out? But God said that's what they want. The hatred of people when they talk down on you and talk, that's what they want. You really think you got it all figured out, right? When they penalize Russia, you really think you really think you got it all figured out, right? When the United States penalized Russia, you really think you got it all figured out with your food stamp money and all the rest of that? You really think you got it all figured out, right? Right? Your system money, whatever you get help for when your Walmart can't pay you enough. You really think you got it all figured out, right? And this is people in the Walmart business that being hypocrites. And violence are breaking out, they're being hypocrites. They're being hypocrites about it. And shit is gonna get worse. You really think you got it all figured out, right? Whatever you go to jail and you find out what you know. You black women, what if you go to Dallas County and you go on the thing, you find out what you know? You black women that want to talk down on and while that and want to say fuck me. What if you go to jail and you find out something? You really want to talk down about, oh, I don't want this, and I rather did a criminal, right? Women throwing shots at me. These black women that think they Mr. Goody two throwing shots at me. But what if you go to jail and you figure out what you need to figure out, right? You wouldn't be saying that, right? You won't be saying what you know, right? Right? They the one that throwing shots in the hypocrites. It's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. I can tell you how I was able to go on a website to be a CEO. Not just signing other things. But what's the sense to tell you that you black people y'all want to just call people hatred want to call that. Hatred want to call those things. All right. I'm telling you. God said, don't push it. Don't push it, black women. Don't push it. You rather did a criminal, right? Don't push it. Why do you think some of these dudes that's convicted felons, they're able to be truck drivers for Walmart? Don't you play with me. When things this understanding understanding it. These Walmart, these employees, this understanding, don't you play with it. But it's a theory, right? You'll never know until you go to jail, right? It's a theory, right? But people want to call names, and want to call names and do all of these things, right? God said you wanna tell you where the dead criminal. God, don't you play with fire, God said. Don't you play with fire and not black. Don't you play with fire because you will have to go to, even though you won't believe it, you will have to go to jail, right, to see it. Why you think? Let me tell you. I told this little kid don't like me. Our check is still getting paid if you think I'm lying. If you really think they're lying, they say he's broke, he's getting paid in jail. You really think he's not? And I've been noted. The book I read, you really think that it's a theory? You will never experience it until you read a book and pick up a book and you go and be in a tough situation. You'll never experience what you need to experience, right? But the name calling, the out calling, that's why we ain't dealing with them no more. I can come up with a good idea for JC Penney when I see a job needing people that can do marketing and do digital stuff for JC Penney and Macy's, right? And I can see those things, right? But y'all want to call people out your name, and I have a great idea for Macy's, great digital background, animated digital background, 4 different screens, animated, and use it as a movie production for their background. What? I was able to see what tribes they was offering, able to do this thing, but you calling me out of my name, right? You're not going to believe it, right? Right, when name calls are being called and shots are being thrown, you won't like it, right? You won't like it, right? So if you know where your Walmart money coming from and your money that you get from the food stamp place, you'll understand. But you want to hypocrite me and throw racist shots at me, right? God didn't create a dummy. And my mama didn't raise no dummy. And God did not create a dummy. You hear me? I know who I am in the spirit, and I know who God is. I know who the heavens is. I told the Justice Department, the state of Texas can have my body, but they can't have my spirit. God said they can lie and stick with these lies and these shit, but they can have my body, but they can't have my spirit. And that's something that belongs to God and not you. Your lies, it ain't nothing. State of Texas. Now, I'm gonna tell you what happened at Waterbury the other day. I'm sorry, Nick Cannon. It's still about you, Nick Cannon. But I want y'all to get to know my views. What happened at Waterbury? We know employees can listen to rappers in Dallas. And that's why I filed a complaint on the industry, because these one kids say fuck me and all the rest of it. And this girl, let me tell you, if a girl hits you and you're not doing her nothing, but she wanna be down for her man and get into the punches, right? So if you big enough to hit a man, you big enough to get hit by a man. And that's not right for a woman for these dudes to come in and you come in and start punching a man and expect you not to get punched. And this dude say you don't hit a woman, but that woman is big enough to come and help her for these guys that doing wrong. And let me tell you, these kids, let me tell you what the DA gonna try to do. Now, I want to tell you what they are going to try to do. They're not going to try to put that case with that case, what happened, and it is going on in the music industry. There are these kids. Oh, I don't give a fuck because they want to be. God said, I'm gonna make. You want to be like, hey, when Thing told DDP, you want to be a star. I'm gonna make you out of star. You want to be a star. You don't care about your action. We gonna make you be in that ground. You in jail. One or the other, nigga. One of the two things. God said, I'm gonna make you a star. You hear me? I'm gonna make you a star. God said, I'm gonna make you a star. Joy and Victoria said, Hold up. Bless your enemies. At what cost, Jordan Victoria? At what cost? At what cost? At what cost? But we talking, let's get back at Nick Cannon. I'm sorry, Nick Cannon, because this was supposed to be about you, but my energy is all over the place, Nick Cannon. This was supposed to be about you and what they said on Wild and Out. And I want him to really hear my message and watch my video. If anybody out there, every American, because I know some street niggas on here not gonna want it, but I want to know, God, the people that's on here, please get this video and tell Nick Cannon to go on YouTube and look at this. I don't wanna deal with these kind of things. So when people say I don't want this money, let me tell you, it's gonna be your Walmart money in my pocket. Your Walmart money that your Doug McMillan and them stole and lied on me about. You want to talk your Walmart money? What you stand for racism is gonna be in my pocket. God want me to let you know that. God want me to let you know that, employees. Your racist Walmart money gonna be in my pocket. The lying man at Walmart and they stole my ideas is gonna be in my. God want me to let you know that. Well, I want you to know that. But God said, why should I give them? Why they think, her skill said they see your value now. I want nothing to do with this environment. Because people in California, I don't know the stars I meet on the road. Did they ever do me something? There's other people that doubt their ability. Taylor Swift talked about it. So did she ever really do me something? No. Whatever it is, there's other people's opinion that's stopping the problem. Why should I give this city another chance to give them a piece of God? Said, why should I give them? God said, why do you think you're worthy of me in Texas? Dallas, God said, why do you think you're worthy of me? I'm gonna tell the state of Texas, when God said, why your hip hop in Dallas think you worthy of me? Me and God versus the state of Texas. God say, why you think OGP we think that the government gonna crucify me, and if they do and this and that and this and that and OGP we thinking God said, what you think? What are you thinking? God said, what you think you worthy enough of me? God said, what you think you worthy enough of a second chance of me? If you worthy to be in my kid presence and you worthy to be in my presence, what makes you think that? Texas, you're worthy enough. You're showing by your behavior that you ain't worthy enough. You ain't worthy enough to be a part of America. You ain't worthy enough to be a part of God. A part of the American dream. You think you worthy enough? God said, you think you worthy enough of that American flag? You think you worthy enough? DEA, I want them to hear me loud and clear. You're going to be prosecuted. You're going to be prosecuted. And one thing, you don't think the Supreme Court been watching you, DEA in Dallas? Texas Supreme, you don't think the highest Supreme Court been watching you? they don't know a lot something. They don't know that the Texas legislators don't know something. They stuck on something. They really think that this behavior, they really think the Texas, the thing, why you think? I'm gonna let you know a little secret. When a friend decided to betray me, and I checked the background check, and it says I put up my name on there, and it talks about the Supreme Court of me fighting for justice in that matter. Even though I didn't need the Texas Supreme Court, But it tell me when Trump was coming in here and everybody was coming, it tells you about whatever that is. But that's not the problem here. Whatever you think you know. But I want you to think that the Supreme Court don't know about what's been going on. The high Supreme Court don't know about what you've been doing, mate. You really think that? See, what's going to shock you, because I'm waiting for Obama and Senator Ted and them to speak up. And not Obama, I'm waiting for the Capitol Hill and them, everybody, and God is waiting on them. And Dallas want to continue to lie with Boosie. Boosie fighting something that he don't understand. But let me tell you what Boosie wanted in that streets. He wanted to think I'm hating and get the street niggas to do that. But the senators in Atlanta is trying to stop him right dead in his tracks where his lies at. Boosie think he's smart. But he think the Atlanta senator wasn't watching me on their own social media. See, Boosie is stepping over bound. DX News think he knows something and he don't know anything. You're playing with a battle, Boosie. I didn't give them my social media. Somehow, God, they would. I don't want them. Let me tell you, I don't want Joe Biden to talk about privacy and all the rest of that, because when we least expect it, y'all not going to be able to find out, because a lie. We're not going to talk about privacy because some evidence are needed when wrong is being done. You need to watch social media, God said, because other people are not being treated fair, and there's always some people that think they can get away with stuff. And I'm going to tell Joe Biden, you don't need to change nothing about privacy. You do what you need to be done. But OGP, because OGP want to lie, right? I didn't put no people in my business. They was already in my business. They was watching me while fights was breaking in that hotel. I bet they was watching when I threatened to call DJ Envy manager and Yellow Breezy manager. Everything is going to add up. I told FBI, look at my hotel calls. Look at my cell phone calls. You got a call log, right? You got those, right? Since Yellow Breezy want to continue to lie, right? Yellow Breezy don't want me to be the truth. He want to lie. He took my words and he switched it. Nobody wants to be you. I called about a building. But my lawyer did not want to listen to me. And now they talk about don't make threats. And they still saying the same thing. I said, how far the state of Texas willing to abuse their power? You see, things are not carrying out, but you want to be a part of terrorism. That's what the state of Texas want to do, right? That's what Governor Abbott trying to do, right? Governor Abbott. You don't think when y'all don't think, let me tell you something. You don't think when the mayor in 2019, when you told people to stop listening to what they hear, listen to that call when I found out about something, and I shouldn't have called you because I did my homework. And I did my homework. Come on, Mayor Johnson. How far are you willing to lie and keep this line going, Mary Johnson? Tell the FBI to spoke to call when I found out about a business and I was able to put for my money. Find out about that. $3,500 for each of my songs and my money. And it was supposed to come. Find out about those things, right? Let's talk about that. I was able to put $3,500 for each of the community, Yellow Breezy, and them putting it on themselves. And money was supposed to come to me 2 days and 3 days afterwards, right? Right? Right?
Share new lenses with your friends.
God say, Yellow Breezy, you're not going to like it when God coming in there. No, you can't have no juice. You want some of my drink? No, because you're not going to have no more juice. You're not going to have no more juice. You're not going to have no more juice. You want to get some of my drink? If you don't drink that, you won't drink it at all. If you don't want to drink that, you won't drink it at all. You need to save your drink. All right, you gonna have some of my drink. Oh. All right, you won't have no more juice. All right, that's on you. You want to be a thirsty drinker? That's on you. You just don't have no more drink. All right. See, when you be drinking water, don't say nothing. When you be drinking water, don't come at me. When you don't say nothing. Hey, hey, when you drink water, don't say nothing. Don't be coming at me. But you think I know my enemy watching, but God is putting this on themselves. Yellow Breezy putting this on themselves when they continue to lie. And they want to call a nigga a snitch because you want to be a victim of the streets, right? You want me to be a victim of the streets, right? A victim of the streets. That's what you want to be. I got other things to do. You're not getting in God way. You're not getting in God plans. Let me tell everybody, tell you what you want to be. If God wants you to be somewhere, He'll have you. For God's sake, as I put you on this pedestal, God's sake, the enemy is strategizing. The enemy is strategizing. The enemy is strategizing. All right, let me tell you what I see right now with Governor Adams. Hold up right fast, guys. I'm gonna have to take this phone back in a few. I'm gonna tell you what I see right now. I'm gonna tell you what I see. I bet you them same people that's sitting behind Governor Abbott right now, that sit behind Governor Abbott, all of these kids that's sitting by Governor Abbott and these grown women, they are watching me on social media. And I bet you they got a social media platform and they are watching me on social media. God said, I bet these women that sit behind Governor Abbott are watching me on social media. How much you want to think I bet these women been watching me on social media? How much you want to bet what I think and what I think? Governor Abbott, how much you, Governor Abbott, God said, how much you want to think that the same people that these women them sit behind you, they're watching me on social media, God said. They've been watching me for a long time, Governor Abbott. I'm gonna message you, Governor Abbott. I bet you the same people that's on your social media that sit behind your desk right now, Governor Abbott, that sit behind you are watching me. How much you want to think on that? But let me tell you something. God said I got much more missions to take care of. I have promised people in other countries certain things, and we are going to deliver. We're going to deliver, and we're going to deliver this. One thing Mama taught me how to live and travel on my own and do everything. And people, my enemy probably hate that my mama taught me to be independent. They probably hate that I'm so independent I can eat, wash, and shop on my own. They hate that. That's what the enemy hates, right? In Dallas and Oak Cliff, right? They hate those things, right?
Today are athletes.
No, we don't have one. I said we don't have one. But let me tell you something. We have other things to do. And we have other affairs. While I was so busy on Twitter, I was communicating with the LSU and the Women's League. So when I came up, I did, this is not about hip hop. So I'm going to tell you something. I got ideas for the Women's League. So why hip hop? They don't want to lie. And I've been communicating with the Women's League of sports and stuff, and me telling them, and NBA and telling them about my ideas. Texas hip hop can lie all they want. But God said we got other avenues to attack. We got other places where I can help people out. God said hip hop can be a liar in Texas. But the fact remains, Dallas community and Boosie, that senators know that you lied. Boosie, you can smile off you want. And everything is gonna catch up with you and Mo and Yellow Breeze in them and Trap Boy Freddy. Everything is gonna catch up with you. And God said that's a guarantee. Y'all in Oak Cliff is gonna catch up with you. Everything is going to catch up with you sooner or later, God said. I'm not lying. Reach out to Obama and them if you think I'm lying. Obama not speaking up because of the election. Hey, don't play with that water, man. If you're gonna drink it, drink it. Okay. So those things are what those things about. But let me tell you something. We got other things to do. Other people that I communicated on Twitter, the NBA league, and other people on things, I came up with ideas. Texas don't want to get on board with this. You think I'm worried about one? I'm gonna walk off. They don't have to give me nothing. Look, NBA say after all of that thing, you still again. Let them play stupid, but you're gonna let me go. God said we don't need you. Racist government. We don't need you, Governor Abbott. We don't need you. God don't need you. God don't need you. I think in other women in other leagues, they would love to hear my ideas. Women in other leagues would love to hear, just like on Twitter when I came up with an idea. You see, when I came from Atlanta, they're going to be able to see everything the Justice Department. I started communicating and getting other people on apps. The Justice Department going to be able to see that. Y'all Texas business, y'all so on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, y'all are stuck on the old network. Right now, the network senator's going through all of my accounts right now. Right? And then they feel trying to find a way. God said, you still trying to go against me and find a way, right? Governor Abbott, God said you playing with fire. You playing with fire. And that is not cool to play with fire. You think I'm just worried? I had the DA. You think I was just worried about them and the DA really not important? You really think? I had my eyes on Governor Abbott and the rest of the people in the Senate for a long time. A dream came to me while I was in Atlanta. And every dream that's happening is happening now. Everything that you doing, Governor Abbott, and the rest of you doing is happening. Your DA that's talking all of that stuff. You're not giving me my justice in that. Me being back on my Social Security, everything that's going on is happening now. The dream is playing out just like it's supposed to plan out. God said your behavior and your misconduct from your communities and what you stand for is planning out, right?
Colleges and universities.
This was a dream that had been sworn to me. But at what cost you willing to pay, Governor Abbott? At what cost you willing to pay with your DA? At what cost? But I got other things to do. Other people in league, other NBA sports, volleyball, women, other things, women's sports that I promised that I talked to NBA players for NFL league that I went on Twitter and talked about. Other things that I want. This is bigger than you, Texas. If you can't understand that, God said, if you can't understand that, we don't understand it.
This law prohibits men from competing on a team against women in college sports.
I said this, a women should play off league. Right when the finals is with the basketball league, the women should start. The women should start. The women should have that, and they should start. right? And I talked about this on Twitter with the Women League. I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, these are conversations that I went to the Women League and I talked about. You see, they way playing catch up. We're not understanding the mean. Dallas want to listen to everybody, and you're playing catch up. Joe Biden know I was on. I was even on Joe Biden Twitter account. I really had the balls to go on the president Twitter account and Trump them Twitter account and the senator to speak out. Let me tell you, God said we know we was going to deal with politics. And we know when we go on Governor Abbott, Senator Ted's page, people are not going to agree with him. We know this thing. We know the fight where a woman say, if I don't like it, what goes on, quit and get off of disability. But racism in the jobs. We know, God knows the task we was going to face. We know the criticism that we was actually going to face. But some people don't know how to let criticism be criticism, and they throw shots and they want to do violence. And that's an example. Did that charge? Your thing is at 48. You really want your charge? Is at 48. You don't want your thing to charge? Here, you can take it, but it needs to charge.
It can't go on.
It needs to charge more.
I need to do it all the time. It's not messing me.
All right, you taking your stuff off the charging and it's not charging. It's at 48. You got to let it charge 50 at 100.
You do that.
All right. You want to put the thing over there by you? You want to put the charger over there by your bed? Look what we're going to do here. Look. Let's put it over there by your bed in case you want to sit by your bed and watch it. Okay? This is not about a debate. This is not about this. The senator and them know, and God needs the senator and them to step up. You know about it. Y'all been watching me since that whole to Capitol Hill. God needs you to step up about this. Because Dallas, they plotting as they go and they willing to stand their lives. Senators know. I have messaged Obama about this. And we need them to step up about this situation. We need them to step up. We need them to step up. We really need them. Senators in Capitol Hill, we need you. God needs you. Obama, God needs, I know that's debating on it. God is asking for your help, Obama. Obama and Joe Biden, you've been watching me for a long time. You've been watching me since 2019. You know I was going around those malls. Trump, we need you. The enemy is plotting and planning as we go. Jeezy have no idea. Boosie have no idea. But the enemy will plot and plan. Jealousy would attack you on that bus and on that train. Jealousy of humans. So I need to send them to step up. And I'm going to message every last one of them. You know you was watching me on social media. Everybody in Capitol Hill, we're going to message them. God needs you. America needs you from truth and where lies was in Fort Worth and Dallas. God needs you. Why would I interact with them and I know the business? Trap Boy Freddie says something. They putting it on themselves. The enemy gonna come. Let the enemy come. But let me tell you, I was able to put $3,500 for my song. They say I work for somebody. I can tell you I work for DJ Khaled. I can tell you I work for some country stuff. You never know. But things can't get done where people lying in the community say you don't work because they believe in Dallas. They believe in Dallas. They believe in the rap community and the facts are not being told. God say the facts are not being told in this situation. But the enemy wanted to find out, huh? Because these women OGP, we lie because these women that believe anything these niggas say, right? You wanted me to give you information because once you try to figure it out, you would try to use it against me, right, enemy? God say, right? But God said, when I give you information, what you think you gonna win? I done gave you so many ideas for country artists and everything. We having platforms with land and stuff. I done gave you so many ideas. But I would not stand for Yellow Breezy and Trap Boy Freddy and Fort Worth and them to lie and we got other business to handle. I don't have to be in the streets. You don't ever have to, like Kevin Gates told his wife, Dreka, and Dreka said, if you're not in the streets, what you got to worry about? It. I don't have to be in there. I wish Dreka and Kevin Gates didn't break up. They're such a good couple and they such at this thing, and I wish they didn't break up. So understand this, I wish they did not break up. So I wish that didn't happen. Because Drake and Kevin Gates, they such a they a power couple together, and they mindsets they need to stay together because the mindset is great. Drake and Kevin Gates, y'all got a great chemistry with y'all each other, and I hope y'all reconcile and be able to do everything that y'all do. But what I seen from the interviews that I've been watching y'all chemistry, the way y'all carry yourself, the way y'all attack yourself, I like that about y'all. I like that about Kevin Gates, and I like the way y'all just do things. So me just being not just a Kevin Gates fan, being a Dreka fan, and being that fan, not just a Kevin Gates, and just being a Dreka fan. And I like the way she handle business, and I like the way she do things, and that's the most important. That's why I'm a big fan of hers. And I like the way she play her fuck. But we talking about Wildin' Out and talking about how they said on Wildin' Out how Nick Cannon is a good father, why he's able to have all of those kids. I don't think it's just not being a good father. It's the way Nick Cannon handle business. It's the way he do these things and he's understanding these things. And I always handle business, but I didn't have the right environment around me. And I still think it's still not the right environment around me because there's other people with behavior, and I still think I have to watch out for other people's spirit. And that can be the most important thing where the spirit behavior is this watching the spirit. And I'm not worried about your body and your how sexy you look. Your spirit is more that I have to keep my eye on. And your spirit is more that I was in Walmart yesterday, and the spirit is more that I don't care about your sex. Yeah, your beauty, but your spirit is more that I have to keep my eye on. The way you act, it's the way I have to keep my eye on. I don't care if you're a teenager, I don't care what that is. Your spirit is the more I have to keep and that could be a threat when you're keeping your eyes on the spirit. And people can take that wrong when you're keeping your eyes on the spirit. And people and family, they can take that the wrong way, and that could be the most costly threat that even God had this problem when he walked in the earth. He had this problem. People thought wrong with God, and Jesus was on this earth, and the Creator observed your spirit to see your spirit, and he observed it. I told people, the friends that I had at Creekview, Tavani, DeMarcus, and all the rest of them, when I had my own places and I had to go to work at night, and I had to go to work at night, and me, Tavani, and people at Creekview, they chilled in my house and I slept. And until they went home, and I never crossed that overbound with them until they went home. And and to see my friends and see them, one of the couples that went to Creekview, and see them actually together and see them having kids. And I remember she used to just come and talk to me about her boyfriend problems and just had that connection with me. And she just used to sit on the steps. One of them just used to have that boyfriend connection, just sit on the steps with me. And her boyfriend and her used to just come and get. I used to ride in the truck with them and do all of these things. And we just used to do those things. And she used to just tell me when they used to have problems in their relationship, she used to just talk to me, and then they get right back together and off and on. I can tell you some conversation I had with her, and I remember having with her when she used to go to Creekview, and the conversation I had with her that can be more. But people used to come in when I used to go to Walmart at night, and I used to stay in the big tree. They used to just stay in my house, and my Miss Laura Lee used to bring that big screen TV. Or Uche used to drop stuff off to my apartment, and we find stuff in U-Haul, and I have to go to sleep at night, and they come in there and they come in there and they a friend I used to work with at U-Haul, he can sing. And one day I remember he told me, Hubert, whenever you find out what you need to find out. And he used to be, me and my mom and them had problems with him. And me finding my way, because we got a problem with our government and Social Security. And me him at that time being a Walmart U-Haul friend of mine, and he's staying away from me. And one day a friend named Tanner, he was so iced out on heroin, and he was iced out, and he's coming there, and my roommate, because I always had roommates. Ricky was my roommate, Krista was my roommate, and my friend that used to work at you, and I hope I can sing because he can sing, and he can sing, and I want to be able to put him on because a U-Haul friend that I used to work with, and we used to work with Brady and everything. He did program, and this is for you, man. I hope you can come to light. You stayed in Texas. You stay in Texas, and I want him to hear me. You can sing, and God put you in my life for a reason, and it's time for y'all to come back in my life. The guy I worked at U-Haul with in Addison, and every day he used to sing, and he used to sit at this appointment with us and everything together. Him and his girlfriend used to stay. One time, my friend Tanner came in there scratching himself, was iced out on cheese, and my friend didn't want to let him in because he drugged out and things. And that was the bigger part going through that scene. My other friends going through that matter, going through that situation, and where I had to protect my roommates. So I had to deal with that at U-Haul, and I'm standing eating tree at the man, bend tree, eat tree. At that moment, I had my apartment. I stayed downstairs. I stayed in 2 apartments, 3 apartments, and understand those things of me staying on my own and just having that leadership of me staying on my own. But I wanted him to know that my friend that I got pictures with on Facebook that come out, man, on U-Haul with, and you sing every time. God said, come out. God said, come out. And I hope that we find each other. I hope that we find each other. He know who I'm in. Clemente. Clemente. I think that what his name. He know who he is at U-Haul. Come out. My friend that I work with at U-Haul. God is calling out for you, man. This building can help you put money in your pockets, can help you and do everything that it needs. And he's a great damn singer. Boosie don't know when he decided to threaten me, the senator was on his ass. He don't know. He really don't know. He really don't know. He really think that they don't know about this and they haven't been watching me. Miss Wendy said something. She told me, Hubert, come by yourself and I swear you'll have a good time. I want y'all to take it. I want y'all to listen with Miss Wendy. But I need something that you can't understand. Kevin Gates said, don't fall in love. Never fall in love. But when you get a dose of me, your spirit gonna want to change in a way that you don't understand when you get a dose of me. When you come to me, your spirit gonna want to change. Your spirit, if it's in the bedroom, your spirit gonna want to see a different side. You won't want to change when you come in contact with me. If it's in the bedroom or with anything, you're gonna want to change. Trust me. God said, my spirit, my love can break those boundaries. How can you break something that never been broken? But understand this. God say, I move mountains and I move spirits, and I'm more powerful than anything. You don't wanna get near me. Because my words are my power, and you get near me in the bed, it might change. It might change you. It might change your spirit. It might change that power in you. But let me tell you something. They think just because that they get rid of me, they find nothing. But God said, we expect every senator to arrest every DEA agent, every city hall member, and everybody that's involved. Nobody because they know about it. And you Dallas people walking around like they don't know. You calling me out on my bluff. God is asking the senators of America to step up, every senator in every state to step up. God needs you to step up. Because Dallas and Oak Cliff and them and Fort Worth and Yellow Breeze and them think this is a joke. They think that these kids that want to attack think this is a joke. They think this is a joke. God said the threat is more severe. The threat is more severe. And God said you have to protect what they're trying to take away of their lives, and they don't want to answer to God. They don't want to answer to God for their deception and their lies and talking about this and that. I'm a message to the Justice Department. God asking you to speak up. This is a serious matter we're here. I'm going to tell the Justice Department, to every senator. I'm a message to FBI and everything. God saying to tell the senators, we need you to step up, because this is where truth need to be told in Dallas and Fort Worth lying. But tell them, no matter if the body here or not, City Hall gonna have to pay that price of convictions. The Mayor Eric Johnson in the state of Texas is gonna have to pay that price. Fort Worth, Dallas police officers and Carrollton police officers gonna have to pay that price. I'm telling the FBI when I tell them, God say, to tell the senators, we need you. Tell Obama, we need you. God is calling out for you for truth and honesty to be told here. But the enemy is planning and they are attacking. And Kevin Gates knows about me since Instagram, and he told me I don't have to be all that hooping and hollering. But understand, I want Kevin Gates, my mission was much more important. I had Joe Biden, I had Senator, I had the CNN attention. I had the attention. I had Obama the attention. I had Capitol Hill attention. I had their attention, but your workers' attention, that was the biggest fight. That was the biggest fight that I had to accomplish. And your call center changed your answer machine up after everything. You don't think while I was saying those things in the community in 2019 that I wasn't on the phone with the call center? You don't think that at the same time that I was doing that? I want them to understand that I was doing the same thing. You don't think those things was happening?
Hey,
What happened?
somebody crashed me.
Somebody crashed you? You don't think those things was going on? One thing, make sure you take care of family. They really don't think what's going on is not going to catch up back to them. I had to message Obama. I had to go on his website, Michelle Obama. I understand what the New York senator told me. But this is about truth and honesty here. It's about truth and honesty. And we need you. America needs you, Obama, now. Every senator. We need you. And I know what I have to do. We need you. I'm going to have to take this phone back. I got the box for it. So understand these things are what we understand. Understand these things are what we're trying to understand. Maybe it's just the app acting up. But understand these things. Understand how far we have come. But people want me to have caution by the enemy plan and plot. But the prosecutor had the nerve to play with my motherfucking life. And I'm going to tell him, DEA, every punch that's being thrown, everything that happened is your watch, and you will be a prosecutor to a certain extent. You want to help up for your community and help up for lives, and you say you don't care about my life, and you want to push this back and forth. God said we don't have time, Justice Department. We don't have time where liars are planning. We don't have time where liars are planning when they don't want to get caught in their bullshit. They're going to see my work, you don't like it. They're going to see my work on TikTok. They're going to be able to see all the things that I have done. God showed me that always keep your family important, because the enemy wants you to go against your family when they warned your family. When the attorney general of Texas did something he was not supposed to do and caused conflict. When you decided to come, you think I didn't know about you? Senator Ted, you think I wouldn't find out about that bank thing? Governor Abbott, y'all really are wrong. Y'all really are playing a dirty game, and you see, I've been on to you. The moment that little lying ass Social Security that treated me bad and that gave me that check in my hand, I did a research about that bank. I've been on to you from day one, and now you're gonna pay the price for it. You're gonna pay the price for your lying to Social Security. I'm gonna get my justice. And your community is not gonna like it because they got a racist problem, but we're gonna deal with it. You hear me? They're gonna have to accept it. These racist businesses in your community are gonna have to accept it. I already filed a complaint. You're talking about your tax dollars, right? Just like the city. One day to know. We don't got time for it. We don't have time for where this is bigger than we ever expected. I don't want to deal with this, man. I need something that just not able on the streets. I don't want that. Y'all listen to too many niggas. Stay away from me. Not. They told me, everybody told me what Bun B was going to do, but let me tell you something. They told me what Bun B was going to do, but that Pimp C was here, he wouldn't allow that to happen. Whatever Pimp C didn't like in his mind, he didn't felt in his mind, he spoke. And I think we're gonna miss that side of him. We're gonna miss that essence of him, and we're gonna miss that realness of him, of what that is. And I don't think if Pimp C was here, he wouldn't have been in that fake ass video with Yellow Breezy. He wouldn't have did that. He wouldn't have did that. He wouldn't have been in that fake ass video with Yellow Breezy. So they wanted me to interact. They want me to interact while they plot, right? The Texas people in the community, they want me to interact while they plot. God said none of that. If you don't like it how I'm moving, you can get on, but that's a price that you're gonna have to pay. If you don't like the way I'm moving by myself in these walls, people in Dallas don't have my best interests. Governor Abbott don't have my best interests. These lying ass people that only want something and manipulate these women that's selfish, they don't have my best interests. They want to listen to niggas don't have my best interests. When people want me to open up, they don't have my best interests. Because y'all listening to social media. You think I didn't have my eye on them? I want the mayor to hear me. I want Governor Abbott to hear me. And now you think I didn't have my eyes on you? That whole election, mayor? Even before Boosie, when Boosie signed MO3, well, before all of this started, Boosie think I didn't have my eyes on him the whole time. When you was in the club in Dallas with MO3, you really think that I didn't keep my when Yellow Breezy went back to jail, went to Dallas, and his ego got in the way. I'm networking. And I said, look at this dumb motherfucker. I mean, we still not on the same YouTube channel. Look at him. Look at this dumb motherfucker. Look at him. Look at everybody showing him love on Instagram and IG, right? Look at him. Look at the people that's not understanding. They Texas is caught in the past while we caught in the future. Texas businesses and music industry are stuck in the past while we are in the future. So understand that they're stuck in the past. When I came back from Atlanta, they got on Texas businesses, they got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You don't got other apps. You ain't doing no other apps on your promote. Y'all stuck on the same stuff. Let me tell you, I realized in my relationship with Sabina, if she don't open up, her spirit is not open. But I have always been open around the same age. It doesn't matter about age. It doesn't matter about what it is. It's a matter about you realizing your spirit and you don't want to wake up to see the truth and you willing to go against everything that you stand for. I don't need her. And that's something I don't need. And I don't need Marissa. We are going to be able to do music. I know it's going to be a hard task, but we're going to get it done. I don't need her. And I realize this is my story. This is not Sabina and not Marissa. And not none of their story. And if Sabina is a narcissist, I don't need her. I don't need her. But he think he's going to get money off of me. He really think that. They watching. But you really think that you're going to get money. You're going to lose that fight, Mary. You're going to lose that battle when you try and sue me. Yeah, I'm playing our music, but that's not what it costs. So let me tell you something. State of Texas. The Supreme Court is going to get the job done for you. Since they've been watching you, Governor Abbott, they really think, hey, the Capitol Hill Police, you really think you're smart, Dallas, Texas, Mary Johnson? Mary Johnson really think he's smart. Let me tell you, all of that bad misconduct, what you do, the Capitol Hill police got my old social media accounts. So let me tell you what the Capitol Hill police is going to be able to do. They're going to be able to see the mayor misbehaving himself. There's too many people involved in the state of Texas, and you're playing around with fire. You're playing around with fire. So let me tell you what's going to happen. You don't believe me. Governor Abbott, the Mary Johnson, Sister Capitol Hill got my social media, and they're going to be able to see where you acted up in Addison. The Dallas Police and the Protective Services acted up in that business. You think your eyes was all on you, and the other person, the other senators got my account. They're going to be able to see the Dallas police officers and the businesses of Addison and the community standing right by my apartment misbehaving themselves. The camera was on them. But they're gonna try to get back them the enemy, right? They the one that started this. I'm not. They think I know that the Dallas police and the community think that we didn't have a backup plan. And when they put me in jail and they did a little stupid little lying ass behavior in Dallas, and they come out here misbehaving. Let me tell you, that protective services call was following me when I left the courthouse with the caseworker. When I left the courthouse with the look. Oh man. They're gonna say I'm crazy, and they're gonna say that God crazy for my enemy. And I'm gonna tell this doctor you have to dose my pills without my knowledge, and that pill should not be 300 milligrams. So when you confirm with a patient, you don't supposed to do those things. And I had to tell him that I called the nurse and man, you gotta watch. Let me tell you what I did know when I went into MetroCrest, that MetroCrest was with the state of Texas government is funding it. And I know the mayor and them in the state of Texas was gonna abuse their power. So I had to keep a track of abuse of power, of them putting me in medicine, you put me in that jail, abuse of power. And I had to really, really understand it, the game plan. I expect you to use my phone to cost against me. And you did exactly what I thought you was going to do, Dallas County. You did exactly what I thought you was going to do, state of Texas. That's why God wanted me to tell you that phone call, you was my enemy. State of Texas, you did exactly what I wanted you to do, state of Texas. You did exactly, you used my phone call to keep me in there. And your doctor played the dirty game. You see, if I would have answered him and I would have told him, yeah, I think the senator was after me, but you were stupid enough to use that, right, doctor? You were stupid enough to use that, right? I wasn't supposed to be in that jailhouse. You was wrong, Dallas, state of Texas and Dallas County. And the Mary Johnson, I was not supposed to be in that jail. And Judge Kennedy, you are wrong. Huh? And then the city hall member said he owned this city. Corruption on this city. Corruption on this city. The city hall member that did me wrong, he said he owned this, he run this city. Corruption. That didn't want to answer my calls. That he got the city hall police, Dallas police, to listen to his conversation. All this is a dirty game. All this is a dirty game. All because I'm standing up against you about your tech. This is Oh God, God, this is the look at him. Oh man, look at him. Look at the Wildlife police abusing their power. I know not to trust the police because they doing listening to your orders. They listening to the chief and they listening to the state of Texas. And that can be a big. And then one police officer tried to do violence against me. You think that one? You think that the civil rights leader, not gonna be able to look at a body camera and see those things? What the Wildlife police did, the civil rights leader, was how she was being aggressive. She was being aggressive. You think when they look at that camera, when the Justice Department go on my camera and see that Wildlife police, to see that body camera and see that Wildlife police without to pull her gun out and be the violent one and do something stupid. You think that's not going to be seen, right? God said your behavior has to stop. But you're trying to get me back to City Hall. God said as long as the mayor and City Hall members are still in a spot, they pose a threat to democracy. They pose a threat to America and everything that we stand for. Truth and honesty in America. Mayor, God is watching. City Hall, even when you smile and laugh and lie to yourself, Mayor Eric Johnson, God is watching. And the people are believing your lies. God said, I want all of me. And I want nothing less. T.I. said, T.I., if you think you meant to take the loss, God said you better wake up and you better stop fighting for that loss you had. You better stop thinking that you're guilty and start making your spirit feel promise again. You better stop, T.I. What you talk about when you took a loss in investments. Because I watch you, T.I., when you talk about investments and some of your investments didn't work out right? And I watch you, right? God said, why should I take a loss for everything that you did? Why should I take a loss? God know when you go on that set, you're gonna have to pay somebody to still each part that you get, you're gonna have to pay somebody to have that scripted right here and still go every word with you on that set when you're auditioning and you're doing it. But God said, I know what you need to do to make your dreams come true. You're gonna have to hire somebody that's I know you face challenges, but have somebody on that set, even when you think you forgot that when you're on that script and you're on that thing, have somebody that this would need to be said each and every time you need to say it. God said, I know what it's going to be take for you to get it. Don't you give up. Don't let these people define what you want to be. And it doesn't matter about the challenges. But they don't let that define. You know you're going to have somebody with that scripture by your side, even though when you auditioning or you win that audition for that movie. And you're going to have somebody still by your side when it break, pause, and everything. Have somebody. This guy that played Wolverine, right? He plays in a movie where he plays in another actor where he's from another ancient time. He's from an ancient time. And and he and this guy that plays in Wolverine Cyclops is him. They both plays in a movie where he jump off this bridge, he jump over this bridge, and he go through a different century. But the other guy followed him from ancient time. The guy that played Wolverine, the actor, followed him from ancient time, right? And he ended up in the future, not back in the past. So he entered this girl in this apartment he stays in New York. He entered this thing when he stays in New York. He entered this thing when he stays in New York. And he meet this girl. She do a commercial for shoe, a commercial for food, and all the rest of these things. And he don't like the food ain't tasting right. He's in his ear talking to him and talking about what needs to be said. Every word that needs to be said, and he got this thing in his ear, and he's doing this and that. And he didn't like this one product that tasted nasty in the movie. How can you sell this to your customer? Because he's from an ancient time, and he believes in real things in that situation.
Next step is using crystals. I got this one.
People in here making me feel the situation is being uncomfortable where the DEA is putting me in a bad situation and stupid behavior going on in Dallas, state of Texas. They know what had been done in 2019 and they playing stupid. Governor Abbott them. You want to use words to be against me, DA prosecution? You want to use words and you want to say things, Ms. Brooks, I don't need you. You and your district attorney, I don't need you. They want to talk that shit. If you want to lie as a state government, I don't need you. I don't need no damn lawyer in this state. And I'm gonna tell them, since your state attorneys, when I don't need you, and God don't need you, state of Texas. Don't need your state attorneys, your DA that's not willing to tell the truth. God telling me to speak. But you're gonna ask. Let me tell you what they're gonna ask, they're gonna ask. Let me tell you what they ask. Is God? You think God talking to you? God is in the spirit. He communicating in the spirit. He communicated in the spirit. He communicated to get you pushing through. So they're gonna ask that question: do you believe God? You think God is talking to you? And then they're gonna hold you in contempt. They're gonna say you incompetent. God said, let's think how this can work in Dallas County the next time I go back to court, and how stupid they willing to play this. How do you think they will? How do you think we understand? Like when Kelly Rose, and I'm a Kelly Rose friend. I'm gonna tell you about relationship. When Kelly Rose turned her friend down, he had to stay in his place, right? But only if he knows that he's gonna find something better and rich and powerful that he know, but you're gonna have to separate from different things in order to find it. Only if Kelly Rose's friend that she turned them down with knows that you gotta find better. Understand those things are better in ways that you can't understand. Yeah. Oh, I got you, Mom. I'm stop. I got you. So we understand those things. So we're gonna tell the state of Texas that they're doing a dirty thing. And if you're not with me on that the FBI want them to hit me. Because the enemy want to try to attack you. So God said you have to do everything to protect what's yours. And we expect the DA to do their job. We expect the FBI and the Dallas police because of lies in the city of Dallas. Lies in Fort Worth. But you're trying to attack family. You're gonna try to beat and have a fight. God said violence is gonna happen in many ways, but God said, I'll watch you. Yeah, he's in the room. It's the door lock.